Hello and welcome to Unbox the podcast that comes to you every Tuesday to help you live your best life. I'm your host, online intuitive mentor, Sahar Palmer. Are you restarting your life? Our lives have drastically changed. Because of the pandemic, most of us were compelled to make changes, even to find solutions to whatever problems we faced in our own lives. You may have experienced a change in your relationship, for example, or a job, or career, or finances. There's just too many issues that we're all dealing with, especially in the last 2 years. What is truly going on? That we are restarting our lives in some fashion. But how do we do that? What is the best way to start your life now without the need to have money? Money isn't always a solution. In truth, money, or lack of, is a symptom of our personal patterns or tendencies. Having money might help disguise a problem. You might be able to remedy a problem, but it would be temporarily. However, sooner or later, you will have to face what needs to be changed. And the majority of the time, the issue is not rooted in money. The cause of the problem for being stuck is not lack of money. Here are 5 questions you can ask yourself to help you restart your life. Number one, if anything were possible and money wasn't an obstacle, what would you really like to do, want to do, or desire to do? This is one of the questions that I've made a practice of asking myself all the time whenever I feel stuck. I also ask my clients. Why? Because it helps to instigate answers. Stating the question in this way opens up possibilities for moving forward in your life. It helps you to determine the root cause of your current dissatisfaction. Once you have found the cause, finding solutions and steps to restarting your life becomes easier. Now, you will begin to direct your decisions and efforts towards resolving the root cause of the problem. Ask yourself, what is your relationship or attitude towards time? That's step number 2. Do you place a high value on your time? And how do you put that into practice in your daily life? If you value your time, which is your life, you will be taking an action, any action. Actions have a reaction. You can always adjust your action according to the results you get. But first, you must take an action. So I encourage you to answer this question because small steps you take each day are the ones that build up to your objective of restarting your life. By not taking any action or by not changing something in your daily life, you remain stuck, probably analyzing and thinking. What you're also doing without realizing is you're robbing yourself of an opportunity to really effectively restart your life. Thinking or analyzing doesn't yield results. If you're stuck, do something different that will bring about changes. Question number 3, or step number 3. Do you have a diary? This is not as silly as it may sound. Not a digital diary. I love digital things, but I still value physical books and diaries. I really meant an old-fashioned diary where you can write down longhand what you want to do, what is happening in your life, but also block time to do what you need to do. This way, you become more aware of how you are spending life's most valuable commodity, which is your time. Having a physical diary, say a week to view, allows you to immediately look back over your week and see how you've spent your time. Nothing will change if you don't spend time making small steps towards restarting your life. I'll talk in a minute about how to restart or what steps to write down in your diary. Another advantage of putting things down is that it allows your brain to see what you're thinking about. Your subconscious receives a message directly. Because you're guiding your mind and your brain, taking action becomes easier. You are in charge. Moreover, your brain will follow instructions to the letter. It is wired to help you make decisions and predict outcomes. But first, you must tell it where to direct its efforts and show it where you're heading. By seeing what's on your mind, your brain prepares itself towards finding the right solution. In a nutshell, writing helps you overcome any emotional barriers to moving forward. Whatever you're emotionally resisting, your brain will see as a threat. It tries to protect you. Its job is to stop you from taking risks because it is meant to help or support your survival. So, your brain simply tries to stop you from taking big risks. It is threatening starting something new. So your brain's priority is survival, keeping you away from any threatening situations. I really believe it helps to understand how our biology works. It explains, for instance, why we get stuck and what we need to do. New situations, new goals, new life require a new attitude. We cannot achieve new goals with an old mentality, which is probably the cause for getting stuck in the first place. Number 4, what do you really enjoy? Write that down, make a list, and then block time slots in your diary to do them. Even if you don't actually end up doing anything, still write them down. Blocking time slots will send another message to your subconscious that says, this is what I want to do. Resistance again becomes less, and without any effort on your part, your brain will start chunking information that is already stored in there to help you find the right solution. Sooner or later, a moment of inspiration will come. When your resistance is at its lowest, you will simply be inspired to get up and actually start a new hobby or whatever task you've put down in your diary. You will have an aha moment. I really feel like doing this. And you will. Trust me. I'm letting you in on all the secrets that worked for me. Keep in mind though, do not put too much pressure on yourself. The objective is not to tick the list, but to get used to actually facing it, writing it down, putting it in a diary where your brain can see where you're heading, and also for you to get used to the idea that you value your time, because the next step is actually getting up and doing something about it. You are programming your brain, and you will get up and you will do it, believe me. It works like magic. You will be getting used to seeing them, writing them, which means you're getting used to the idea, so to your brain, this is not a new thing, it is not a threatening situation. Number 5, the next and final question is to ask yourself whether there's a rhythm to your life. Rhythm is time, time is life. If you're out of rhythm, it is really difficult to rebuild or restart your life. Having a rhythm to your life is like having tracks for the train. The train doesn't move without them. And you would feel exhausted forcing yourself to move forward if there are no tracks. What I mean is simply become aware of daily rituals. For example, what do you do when you wake up and before you go to sleep? Do you have a daily, weekly, yearly personal goals? Things that you value doing, you want to do, that you'd like to do or achieve, no matter what is happening in your life. That's your rhythm. Despite whatever is going in your life, you can still maintain your personal rhythm and support your life. It's like having too many legs to a tabletop. The more legs you have, the more stable your tabletop is. From experience, whenever I sense that a client is really stuck and struggling, I ask them, do you have a diary? Often enough, their answer is no. They're busy responding, reacting to life, dealing with it, that they don't even realize they have no tracks and they're not aware of where time is running. Obviously, their train will stop moving altogether. Rhythm sets your day and your intentions in motion. It makes taking action easier and more consistent. You will just flow. It's working smart, if you like, rather than working hard. Honestly, it's like the energetic structure that holds your life together. If you have a rhythm, you will know what your life is about. For example, regardless of your current circumstance, you still get up and you can still have quality time for yourself, sipping a hot drink, reorganizing your thoughts in the morning before you start your day. Or, for example, watch a meaningful movie once a week. Or read a good book once a month. These are things that we can do, we love to do, and we need to do them regularly, simply because it keeps the train going. What will happen is that life will take care of itself once you have the tracks. The more connected you are to your personal rhythm, setting your own personal rhythm, doing things you enjoy will make it easier to restart your life. There's another reason for this. The more pleasure time you have, the less stressed you get, the more likely you are to be inspired with answers, and your brain circuitry will happily assist you. So in a sense, by establishing your rhythm, having a diary, you're solving so many problems simply because you are working with how your brain works. You're putting the right conditions for your brain to help you make the right decisions and restart your life. I have followed the same techniques to rebuilding a platform, restarting my life after every major transition and turning point that happened in my life. If you know me, well, if you visit my website, you'll know my story. But all these tips and tricks I've really experienced myself, and I have then integrated them into my mentoring program. Please let me know how these 5 suggestions have benefited you. I'd love to hear back from you. See you next Tuesday.